for the last 71 years, we've watched some of the greatest moments in sports history.
The Celtics now lead 45. And West with a long jump. Russell deflected it and keeps it. Beautiful play. Feeds off quickly to Havlicek. Has been guarded by Krebs, who is holding back. Goes up. They jump long. Cousy throws it high in the air. And the Boston Celtics are the world champion. Oscar Robertson throws to Kareem. 7 seconds. Winkle. The guy up. Kareem with a big pressure shot.
Hayes setting something up with Larry Bird, who gets it low. Puts a move on Byron Scott. What a move by Larry Bird. Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. It's Kobe again.
This fall, I'm gonna take my time to South Beach. Join Miami.
James pulls up, puts it in, 4-point lead. 35 for LeBron James. Timeout San Antonio.
It's off the runner, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
But what if we went all the way back and redid it? Today is the year 1952. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of NBA 2K History Resimulation here on NBA 2K24. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. If you are, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, helps these videos get out there. And comment down below, what are some of the players that you're looking forward to most? Maybe certain teams that you're looking forward to most. Let me know in the comments below, or just comment anything. Really, it helps, you know, the YouTube algorithm and helps these videos get out there. So I'd appreciate it if you guys just commented really anything. But let me know. Also, in real life, like, what are you guys expecting in the NBA playoffs? We're getting down to it. Final week of the NBA season as we get into the playoffs. As a Nuggets fan, very excited, and you never know. I mean, I never thought in my lifetime the Nuggets could go back-to-back. But they have a chance. We'll see what happens, right? Anyways, let's get on to 1952. The Lakers just beat the Nationals to win their second NBA championship, their second straight NBA championship. And George Mikan is off to a hot start. 3 MVPs, 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 2 Finals MVPs, and 2-0 in the NBA Finals. On to the 1952 NBA Draft. The order went Pistons, Celtics, Royals, Knicks, Warriors, Hawks, Nationals, and Lakers. And with the number 1 overall pick, the Detroit Pistons select Clyde Lovellette to go along with Bob Cousy. And here is the rest of the 1952 draft. So still waiting for Bob Cousy and the Pistons to kind of get going and get good, because Bob Cousy generally is a really good player in this series. The 1952-1953 NBA season is over, and George Mikan wins his, 4th straight regular season MVP? Is that right? Yeah, his 4th straight regular season MVP. He's been absolutely ridiculous, averaging 22, 14 rebounds, 3 assists. Clyde Lovellette wins a Rookie of the Year. Carl Braun wins 6th Man of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. Let's give to who had the most. Let's do most blocks, which was George Mikan, and he had 92 steals. So we'll give it to George Mikan. Again, he wins DPOY for a 4th straight year. And yeah, it's gonna be a little weird with some of these no-name players, because I mean, it's just how it is. We'll have to kind of fix it as we go. Bob Cousy on the All-NBA First Team, 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists per game. Frankie Bryan with the Milwaukee Hawks, averaging 21, 6, and 5. Paul Arizin with Boston, averaging 29, 11, and 5. Joe Fulks with the Warriors, averaging 10, 12, and 10. Averaged a triple-double 2 straight years. He is injured, so we'll see how that impacts them. Bob Davies on the second team. He's also injured. Paul Seymour, George Yardley, Harry Gallatin, and Connie Simmons. On NBA third team, we've got Vern Mickelson, Dolph Schayes, and Neil Johnston. All defensive first team, we've got George Yardley, Jack Nichols, and Connie Simmons. George Mikan is on the second team, but one defensive player of the year. Okay, interesting. I guess I could have given it to Connie Simmons, but that's all right. Paul Arizin led the league in scoring, averaging 29.7 points per game. And Neil Johnston led the league with 15 rebounds per game. And Paul Wather, nope, never mind. Joe Fulks led the league in assists per game. It's a little messed up. Paul Arizin was 1.8 steals per game. And George Mikan led the league with 2.2 blocks per game. I don't know how a point guard led the league with 3 blocks per game on a no team. That's kind of crazy. Anyways, moving on to the playoffs and on to technically round number 1 here. And the Lakers, basically, they get a bye. It will be the Royals versus the Warriors in round 1. And then the Knicks versus the Milwaukee Hawks. The Pistons missed the playoffs again. Syracuse Nationals and the Boston Celtics play each other in round 1. So, on to the conference finals where the Warriors, Celtics, and Hawks all get eliminated. So, we've got the Lakers and the Royals in the West and the New York Knicks versus the Nationals in the East. Basically, same thing from the last 2 seasons, I think. The Lakers win game 1. The Knicks win game 1 in the East. The Nationals are eliminated. The Royals did tie up the series at 1. The Knicks are on to the NBA Finals. And the Minneapolis Lakers will not be going back-to-back. The Rochester Royals defeat the Lakers. Ed Mikan led the team to the finals. 18 points, 6 boards, 5 assists. Connie Simmons led the Knicks. 12, 10, and 8, and 3.5 steals, 2 blocks to the NBA Finals. So let's go ahead and take a look at the starting fives. Bob Davies, Bobby Wanzer, Chuck Cooper, Jack Coleman, and Ed Mikan for the Royals. Dick McGuire, Butch Van Breda Culliff. For the Knicks, Vince Borla, Harry Gallatin, and Connie Simmons. Pretty good NBA Finals here between the Knicks and the Royals. Let's get on to game number 1. The Knicks do hold home court advantage as they have a big lead going into the second half against the Royals, and that will just about do it. 119-102. Harry Gallatin with 24, 10, and 5. Sharma with 22. Borla with 18 for the Knicks. And Arnie Johnson had 24. Chuck Cooper had 23, 7, and 4. Was not enough for the Rochester Royals. On to game number 2. The Royals will take a 5-point lead after 1. The Knicks are just down by 1 at the half. Back and forth we go into the fourth quarter. The Royals with a 3-point lead with 6 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go, the Royals with a 3-point lead. And can the Knicks come back here, or will this series be tied at 1 apiece? It is tied. 109-101 is the final score. Christian Braun with 19, 18, 11, and 8 for Connie Simmons. For the Royals, Grote. Dick Grote. I don't know who the hell that is. 29 points for him. Bobby Wanzer with 19, 7, and 7. And Arnie Johnson had 15, 7, and 4. On to game 3, the Royals have taken home court advantage, but after 1, the Knicks have a 6-point lead. At the half, it's only a 1-point lead for the Knicks. Back and forth we go. The Knicks now starting to pull away here. They have a 7-point lead, now an 8-point lead, and that will do it. The New York Knicks take home court advantage back. Van Breda Kolf had 28. Harry Gallatin with 19, 10, and 4 with 3 steals. Connie Simmons 18, 8, and 8 for the New York Knicks. Cooper had 26 for the Royals. On to game number 4 in Rochester. The Knicks with a 9-point lead at the half, and now they're pulling away here in the second half. It's a big lead, and they'll win it 137-103. Harry Gallatin with 37 and 6, 3 steals. Van Breda Kolf had 21, 5, and 7. Braun had 24 and 3. Man, yeah, this Knicks team is they're pretty good. They're pretty good. On to Game 5, back in New York, where the Knicks have a 11-point lead at the half and a 14-point lead into the fourth quarter. And this is over. The New York Knicks are going to win their first championship. 5 seconds to go, and that will do it. The New York Knicks win Game 5, 128-109, and they are NBA champions for the first time in franchise history. They become the third franchise to win an NBA championship, as it was the Nationals in year 1, the Lakers in year 2 and 3, and now the New York Knicks as the fourth champion, third franchise to win an NBA championship. The Royals lose another one. Is that 2 or is that 3? That might be 3 now for the Royals, which is kind of crazy that they've lost 3 NBA finals. The Knicks are NBA champions. Connie Simmons wins finals MVP. 17 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.6 steals, and 1.6 blocks, shooting 68% from the field. On to the 1953 NBA draft. Frank Ramsey is the #1 overall pick to the Fort Wayne Pistons. The Pistons just can't get wins together, man. Like, Bob Cousy just can't seem to get that team over the hump. Cliff Hagan is a 2nd overall pick, and Walter Dukes is a 3rd overall pick. I think the Pistons kind of made a mistake there. So, yikes. Ernie Beck, Ray Felix. The Pistons did get Jim Fritsch. I don't know. They could add Richie Reagan, though. Yeah, I mean, just not a great job by the Fort Wayne Pistons. Not sure what's going on over there. But hey, I mean, next year's Bob Pettit, so they'll have a good shot at getting Bob Pettit, I guess. The 1953-1954 season is over. Paul Arizin wins MVP. So the first time that somebody else other than George Mikan has won regular season MVP. Paul Arizin this time averaging 28, nearly 13 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 58% from the field, 78% from the free throw line. That 3-point percentage, that could just be, from a random, half-court shot, 1 out of, 7 times or something. So the Rookie of the Year is Cliff Hagan with the Milwaukee Hawks, who now is the Milwaukee Hawks, by the way. They're no longer with the Tri-Cities Blackhawks. 17, 8, and 5, his rookie year. Carl Braun, 21, 5, and 5, is the 6th man of the year with the New York Knicks. And a Defensive Player of the Year, let's go ahead and give it to... let's go ahead and give it to Jack Nichols. 158 blocks, 64 steals. So Jack Nichols is your DPOY for the 53-54 NBA season. All NBA first team got Bob Cousy, Bobby Wanzer, Paul Arizin, Vern Mickelson, and Neil Johnston. All NBA second team, Bill Sharman, Slater Martin, George Yardley, Harry Gallatin, Arnie Risen. All NBA third team got Carl Braun, Joe Folks, Dolph Shays, and George Mikan. George Mikan now 29 years old, and he's taken a couple steps back. All defensive first team, Paul Arizin's on that team, George Yardley, George Mikan on the all defensive second team. And moving on to the season stat and the league leaders. Paul Arizin led the league in scoring, 28 a game. Rebounds per game, it was Neil Johnston. Assists per game, it was Bobby Wanzer. Steals per game, it was Paul Arizin or Gabber Yardley. Blocks per game, it was, I guess it was Nichols. I'm not really sure. So on to the first round of the playoffs here, as the Royals and the Warriors will face off in the West. The Lakers still have the #1 seed in the West. In the East, we got New York versus Boston and Syracuse versus Milwaukee. The Pistons still do not get into the playoffs. So on to the conference finals. The Warriors, Hawks, and the Boston Celtics are eliminated. And once again, the Lakers versus the Royals and the Knicks versus the Syracuse Nationals. Game 1 goes to the Lakers and Knicks. Game 2 will go to the Knicks, who defeat the Syracuse Nationals. The Royals tie up the series with the Lakers, and the Lakers get revenge from a year ago. They are back into the NBA Finals. Vern Mickelson 25-7-3 in that series. Harry Gallatin 29-11-5 in that series, and a rematch from 2 years ago. Or I guess no, never mind. Was it 3 years ago? Did these two teams play each other, or did the Lakers beat the Royals? I can't remember. No, they couldn't have, because I think they beat the Knicks, and it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Anyways, for the starting lineups, we've got Dick McGuire, Bill Sharman, Harry Gallatin, George Nastrand. And for the Lakers, we got Slater, Martin, Whitey Skoog, Jim Pollard, Vern Mickelson, and George Mikan. I mean, the Lakers look like the better team, but we shall see what happens as we get on to game number 1. The Lakers do have home court advantage, but they trail here in game 1 by 8 after 1, by 9 at the half. And wow, the New York Knicks came in to game 1 of the NBA Finals and dominated 127-96. George Mikan at 27, Harry Gallatin at 32 and 20, Bill Sharman at 28. Goodness gracious, I was not expecting that. All right, on to game number 2. And the Lakers have a 6-point lead after 1, a 10-point lead at the half, and now they are pulling away, and it's another blowout, 150-121. No defense in this game. George Mikan at 29-4-8, King at 26-6, Mickelson at 24-6-9, and for the Knicks, 28-7-6 for Harry Gallatin. So on to game number 3. The Knicks at home, but the Lakers have a 3-point lead after 1. The Knicks have taken a 4-point lead at the half, a 12-point lead after 3, and that will do it. The New York Knicks take game 3, 132-116, 39-10 for Vern Mickelson, 32-5-4 for Mikan was not enough. Harry Gallatin at 48-14-7. Is that a record? That might be an NBA Finals record with 48 points. Wow, Harry Gallatin, very impressive. On to game number 4, as the New York Knicks have an early lead here into the second half, and they're up by 8. And now with 3:59 to go, they're up by 9. Wow, the New York Knicks are gonna win 102-96. Gallatin with another 36 and 12 as the New York Knicks take a 3-1 series lead. Can the Knicks win a back-to-back NBA titles here after the Lakers had just won back-to-back titles? 2 minutes to go. The Lakers with a 3-point lead. A minute 16, still a 3-point lead. It's a 2-point lead. Oh, the Knicks have taken the lead. All right, let's jump in. 104-103. 104-103, 48 seconds to go. The Lakers with possession here. They're down by 1. Ball into George Mikan. He's doubled. Mikan still puts it up. No good. Gets the rebound. Kicks it out. And the Lakers holding on to it. 9 on the shot clock. Here's King. He gets a screen. King drives. And he gets it to Molinas, and he puts it in. The Lakers have a 1-point lead with 27 seconds to go. A great pass from King to give the Lakers a 1-point lead and hold on, hope that they can continue this series. The Lakers could win the NBA Finals on this possession right here. A screen here, and that is no good. Skoog with the rebound, and he gets fouled. 13 seconds to go. They had a foul to give. Pollard will pass it in. And Skoog will go ahead to the free throw line here. 2 free throws basically wins it. He hits the first. The second is good. And the Lakers take a 3-point lead. The Knicks are going to have to score extremely fast here. Sharman over to Gallatin, long 2, no good. Mikan with the rebound, and that will do it. The Lakers stay alive and make this series 3-2. Headed back to Game 6. On to Game 6, headed back to New York. The Lakers with the 5-point lead at the half. The Knicks have taken a lead, though. They lead it by 7, headed into the fourth quarter, now by 11. And a minute to go, 108.94, 108.98, and that will do it. The New York Knicks will go back to back. 110 to 101 is the final score. Gallatin with 26, 16, 4 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, as the New York Knicks are NBA champions for a second straight year. So it went Syracuse Nationals, the Minneapolis Lakers back-to-back, and now the New York Knicks back-to-back. Harry Gallatin, who was incredible in the series, put up 48 in a game, 33.5 points per game, 13 rebounds, 4.5 assists, a steal, and 1.7 blocks per game. He was absolutely phenomenal. His first Finals MVP. Oh my goodness. Connie Simmons ruptured his left Achilles and he had to retire. What? By the way, so we got a couple of big retirements here. Connie Simmons, who couldn't play in the finals. That's why they had a different center in there. He was a Finals MVP a year ago. He ruptures his left Achilles and has to retire. Oh my gosh. Al Servi retires at the age of 37. Wow. Wow. Connie Simmons has retired. He's a 2-time champion, won Finals MVP a year ago. Obviously did not play in the finals this year when the Knicks beat the Lakers to win back-to-back, and it was Harry Gallatin who carried the team. Oh my goodness. And now he's going to retire. Wow, what game did he get hurt in? He got hurt in the regular season. Wow. All right. That's a huge, huge twist. And hey, I mean, we have injuries on. Things are going to happen. That's a big one. The worst team in the league was actually the Rochester Royals. The Pistons, who missed the playoffs, they were the last seed in the East. The West is really bad. The Warriors and Royals were the 2 worst teams in the league. So the Royals get the #1 overall pick, which means as we go into the NBA draft, the #1 overall pick. Oh, they passed on Bob Pettit. No way. They drafted Richie Guerin, which he's a solid player. But they passed on Bob Pettit, who ends up going to the Philadelphia Warriors. The Pistons get Red Kerr, a center who actually they really do need a big. So that's perfect for them. I mean, could you imagine, though, if the Pistons got like second, they got Bob Pettit too with Bob Cousy? Man. Gene Shue goes to the Hawks. Wow. What a draft. The Royals grabbed Richie Guerin instead of Bob Pettit. Richie's a good player, but Bob Pettit, you guys know, Bob Pettit's ridiculous. And they passed up on him. Unbelievable. Paul Arizin wins the 54-55 regular season MVP. 30 points per game at 13 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting at 60% from the field. Bob Pettit is your rookie of the year. He was the 2nd overall pick to the Philadelphia Warriors, 16, 11, and 3. The Royals really screwed up. Ed Mikan, though, he wins 6th man of the year with the Royals. And Paul Arizin is your defensive player of the year with 2 steals per game and 0.7 blocks per game. Interesting. Huh. All NBA first team, we got Bob Cousy, who's averaging 24, 8, and 9. Bill Sharman, who's averaging 26, 7, and 2. Paul Arizin, who we saw his numbers. Harry Gallatin, 25, 14, and 4. And Arnie Risen, averaging 21, 12, and 4. All NBA second team, we got George King. Vern Mickelson, who is injured. Lower left leg stress fracture. He's out 4 to 6 weeks, so basically out for the playoffs. George Yardley and George Mikan on the All-NBA second team. Carl Braun, Paul Seymour, Cliff Hagan, Bob Pettit, and Larry Faust on the All-NBA third team. All-NBA first team, or All-Defensive first team, we got Bob Cousy, Paul Arizin, George Yardley. All-Defensive second team, we got Paul Seymour, Jack Nichols, and George Mikan. And on to the league leaders here. Paul Arizin did lead the league in scoring again. I think this might be his 3rd straight year of leading the league in scoring. Sharman was 2nd, Gallatin was 3rd, Cousy was 4th. Rebounds per game, it was Harry Gallatin who led the league. And assists per game, it was Bob Cousy. Paul Arizin led the league in steals. And Jack Nichols led the league in blocks per game. So, on to the NBA playoffs. And for round 1, we will have the Knicks had the number 1 seed in the East, the Lakers with the number 1 seed in the West. We got the Royals versus the Phillies, and then we've got the Knicks versus the Nationals, the Milwaukee Hawks against the Boston Celtics. The Pistons again miss the playoffs. The Warriors and Bob Pettit will be playing the Rochester Royals, who the Royals could have had. Remember, the Royals passed up on Bob Pettit, and this is a pretty solid 3. George Yardley, Bob Pettit, and Neil Johnston against the Royals, who ended up taking... who did they take? They took Richie Guerin, who's averaging 14 and 5 in the regular season, so not bad, but he is coming off the bench. Again, this is a pretty good team, though. Like, the Royals look solid. So, on to the conference finals, as the Lakers and the Rochester Royals will be facing off in the Western Conference Finals. Bob Pettit gets eliminated, and the Knicks will be taking on the Boston Celtics. So, on to the conference finals here. The Royals and the Celtics win game 1. The Celtics beat the New York Knicks, so we will not have a three-peat, and the Lakers have been eliminated by the Rochester Royals. So the team who had the number 1 overall pick a year ago, they make it to the NBA Finals. Arnie Risen, 20 points, 9 boards, and 6 assists in that series. Paul Arizin, who's won a couple of regular season MVPs in a row. He's been the leading scorer of the league for 3 straight years. He put up 35, 7, and 6, and 3 steals, a block and a half in the conference finals. He was phenomenal. Let's take a look at these starting fives. We got Dick Rote, Bobby Wanzer, Chuck Cooper, Jack Coleman, and Arnie Risen. For the Celtics, Andy Phillip, Don Sutherledge, Paul Arizin, Ed McAlay, and Walter Dukes. This Boston team, man, they've been stacking. They look really, really good. They actually had the 4th overall pick a year ago. The Royals had the number 1 overall pick, and both teams are in the NBA Finals. On to game number 1. The Celtics own home court advantage, but the Royals with a big lead going into the half, 15-point lead. Here come the Celtics, though. Now just down by 4, down to 2.5 minutes, down by 6, and that might do it. Ooh, they're down by 4, down by 2, it's just the free throw game. There's no 3-point shot. The Rochester Royals will win 117-115. They take home court advantage. Paul Arizin with just 19 points after averaging 35 in the conference finals. Ed Mikan with 25, Grote with 20. Richie Guerin, the rookie, had 19 and 4. On to game number 2. Once again in Boston, the Celtics and Royals tied after 1. At the half, the Royals with a 2-point lead, and now a 9-point lead going into the 4th quarter. Down to 4 minutes to go, and the Celtics, a huge 4th quarter. They have taken the lead. Back and forth we go. Down to 1:09. The Celtics with a 3-point lead, and now a 4-point lead, a 6-point lead, and that will do it. The Boston Celtics take game 2. Walter Dukes at 34, 10, and 5 in the loss. Arnie Risen at 19 and 10. Let's see, Paul Arizin at 24, 9, and 7. Pretty good game. But it was Walter Dukes who had the huge game in his second year. As a rookie, averaged 13 and 8. In his second year, averaging 19 and 9, 3 assists, a block per game. Ed McAlay, the veteran on this team, averaging 15 and 8 in the playoffs. Paul Arizin in the playoffs, averaging 30 points, 9 boards, and 5 assists. On to game number 3. The Royals still have home court advantage. The Celtics, with the win on the road here in the next 2, would take back home court. It's not looking good, though, here in game number 3, as the Royals blow out the Celtics 110-95. And let's see. Paul Arizin had 29, 9, and 3. Arnie Risen with 22 and 8. Grote had 20. Cooper had 14, 9, and 6. The Royals now with a 2-1 series lead. On to game 4. Celtics gotta win to avoid going down 3-1, and it's not looking good. the Celtics are going to get blown out again. 127-115. Duke's at 27-8. Paul Arizin, who averaged 30 in the regular season, 30 in the playoffs, been the leading scorer of this league, has not shown up here in the NBA Finals. I don't know what to say. He's been bad. He's been really, really bad. Compared to what he's been doing, right? I guess he's been steady, technically, but it's not working out. The Royals have taken a 3-1 series lead. We go back to Boston here for Game 5. The Royals, again, an early lead, and they are blowing out the Boston Celtics, and this is going to do it. The Royals are going to be NBA champions. And there is the buzzer as the Rochester Royals will celebrate their first NBA championship. They've been to the finals a few times, but they've lost to teams like the Nationals, the Lakers, the Knicks. But now they've broken through. They are NBA champions for the first time in franchise history as they win this series in 5. As they celebrate, they are the 4th NBA franchise to win an NBA title. I really thought the Celtics had a chance in this series with Paul. I just thought the Celtics with the best player, with had a pretty good team, but the Rochester Royals, who had the #1 overall pick, they passed up on Bob Pettit. They took Richie Guerin, and they go from worst to first as the Rochester Royals are NBA champions. So the Royals celebrate their first championship. Arnie Rizin is your finals MVP, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists per game. Rizin, who's 30 years old, he's been on some really, really good teams with this Royals squad. They just haven't been able to break through, but they finally do. And the Royals are your 4th NBA champion. There's technically 6th, right, NBA champion, but 4th team to win an NBA championship. Pretty good. So that's the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That like button if you did. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. It was a good 3 seasons. The Knicks went back-to-back. The Royals finally break through after losing a few. Pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Will Bob Cousy ever break through? How good do you guys think Bob Pettit will be? And will Paul Arizin rebound off of a really disappointing finals appearance for him? But hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the year 1955.